Jess here from the Scrappy sisters. So I just thought I'd pop in super quickly to show you nothing. Yeah, this is the bunch of flowers stitch and cut file from the Etsy shop, and I've only got the stitched part, so I've put that directly onto my 12 by 12 background, and I am going to chain stitch around this. So essentially it comes with just holes pierced in it. Oh, sorry, the camera's going all funny because of the lighting. And when you run that through your machine, it just cuts out the little spots. Oh, that's even harder to see. Basically, it pierces the holes ready for you. So all you have to do is follow the lines and stitch away. So I am going, oh, that's a little bit better for you to be able to see how it looks. I'm going to go and get started on this stitching. I'm not going to record it at all. You guys know how to do back stitching and chain stitching. And I will be back with a completed cut file. And I'll let you know approximately how long this took me, just to give you a vague idea of what you'll be in for. All right, I will see you in a second. Hi everyone, I am back. So here is the stitching that I told you about, and I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks pretty awesome. So as you can see, did pretty much exclusively chain stitching everywhere except these little bits here. I did back stitching, and then these little bits here I did back stitching, mostly just for funsies. Gave it a little bit of something different. Now I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. The chaos. So I haven't tied it off. I haven't really done anything. I've just left the threads all hanging out crazy. I will trim them down a little bit, and then I will secure them with washi. But for this particular layout, I'm also going to get a piece of paper, and I will actually back this. I don't always do that. I do always seal it with washi, but in this case, I'm going to back it. I want to for the layout more than actually anything else, but it will definitely help with this as well. Just because this is so full on crazy. You don't need to do anything about it. You put in a page protector and then that's it. But it will be a little bit difficult to slide into the page protector because, you know, it's not very smooth. Whereas if you do back it, or if you even just get a scrap piece of paper and just stick it over just the square there that you stitched, it'll at least make sliding in and out of the page protector much easier, much smoother. So I just thought I would show you the chaos that is the back. But yes, look at this loveliness. Isn't it gorgeous? And so this cut file is available, sorry, just getting rid of one of the little dots. This cut file is available in the shop. You can buy it as an actual cut file. You can buy it as, and that's one item, or you can buy it as a cut and stitch item. So that means the cut file is there and it's a little bit thicker because the stitching, there's also a separate piece with the stitching holes, and so you can put the stitching holes on top of the cut file and actually have it be a cut file that you have stitched. You can alternatively just use the cut file and have it as a cut file, or you can also just put the stitching like I have done onto your 12 by 12 background and stitch directly onto there. So very diverse, lots you can do if you select the cut and stitch version of this. But yeah, I just thought I'd share. Oh, I know someone will ask, what did I use? I used a really old school, crocheting cotton that I have had. My mum made a crocheted like bed cover, like, so it's made out of crochet, so it's not like it's a, you know, for warmth. It's more for the looks. Before her wedding, and they've been married 43 years now, something like that. So this exact crocheting thread, I'm sure you can't even get anymore. Cotton made in Great Britain. Coats, chain, crochet, 20 grams. I'm not really sure anything about it, but I have the box of the leftover threads that she didn't need for the double bed spread that she created. And so I'm just, using them. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just rambling now. I'm going to go. But yes, this is it. So now I'm going to put you on fast forward and I'm going to switch to voiceover, and I'm going to embellish this beauty with the Cocoa Vanilla Happiness. Oh, so excited to get my hot little hands on this one. Okay, I will see you soon. Okay, so I am back and I'm ready to rock and roll. You can see that I have backed this beautiful stitched paper on a gorgeous piece of pink. I didn't gut this one. It is super thin paper. I'm trying to use up any of the super thin papers that I still have in my stash. A lot of them I got rid of, but some of the gorgeous colours I just couldn't part with, even though they are thin. And I'm mostly using them to back, but I will occasionally use those as my pattern paper, and then use a nice thick piece of paper underneath as a mat. So I knew as soon as I did this that I was going to be using a few of these gorgeous florals in here. Having a play with those little tassels. I love the way Virginia labelled two of those little tassels on one of her layouts. Can't remember which one, but they don't make the cut for me. I just stick with the floral in the end with this one. Honestly, I mentioned this in one of my other videos. Can't remember the order that these are coming out in, but I could buy a whole collection, a whole ephemera pack of just these florals. They are gorgeous. So because there is so much going on with this beautiful stitched back file, and because it took cut file, because it took me, the whole 8 hours to do, I really want it to speak for itself. It's not the first thing that draws your eye because it's white on white, but it's beautiful, and I want it to get its own sort of center stage over there. So I'm not going to cover it much, and I'm not going to over embellish too much, just these few flowers that you can see, and then that's pretty much it. So I'm going to start sticking it down, a lot of glue and a little bit of foam just to give some more dimension, and pretty much exactly what you can see, just having a little bit of a fiddle with the order, but basically exactly what you can see. I originally had not that many flowers, and my sister said, more, you can always have more florals. So I put a few extra on. So just using my craft glue and just putting it in the center of the doily there, because I want to have the texture of that doily sort of popping up, curling up off the page, and not everything stuck completely flat, glued completely flat to the page. So foam on my photo, that gives me space to put things under and around the photo, and just sort of makes the photo stand out that little bit more off the page. I love doing that. I love dimension on my pages. I love the photo to pop out a bit as sort of first and foremost. That's what scrapbooking is about. It's about highlighting the photo. I know in a lot of our layouts, the photo actually ends up taking second place to the beauty of the product we're using. I'm okay with that, but I do pop the photo up nearly all the time, just so that I can stick things under and around and over it. So just sticking down all of this beautiful cluster, as I said, a little bit of foam, a little bit of glue, more floral because Katie said more, and a bit of that greenery, and yeah, just gluing all that down pretty much exactly as you saw I had it done when I was placing it all out. So I am back, as you can see, it has mostly been stuck down already, and the Heidi Shine has been put on because unfortunately I got a phone call and I didn't know, and so my camera stopped recording. I had my phone on silent, so I didn't register that I had a phone call, but luckily it's exactly the same as how I had it laid out, so you didn't miss anything. So, funny story. I put all this title down, thought it looked great, took a photo, sent it to my family. What do you think of my layout? How's it going? And it probably took me a good 5, maybe 10 minutes to work out the way I spelt pretty. Oh my lordy. Crazy. Do you ever do that? Your brain's just in a completely different spot. I totally thought I'd spelt pretty correctly. Didn't even register. What a nuffy. Anyway, that's since been fixed. In fact, you'll see it fixed. It's been 100% fixed before even the end of this video. Crazy. What a crazy kid. And I was sort of having a fiddle around. I had originally just put the word create as my title, but the other girls in the design team was like, no, it needs more. It doesn't seem finished. So I checked with them that they liked the idea of pretty things. And then once they confirmed that, yes, that looked good, I actually moved the greenery as well. One of the girls also said I should stitch around the edge. So I pulled out my sewing machine, which I haven't done for a really long time, and stitched around the edge and added a few little zigzag stitches there as well. And I'm really happy with how this came out. I feel like the sewing machine stitching really helped finish off that border and lift that border a little bit. So I'm really happy with that. So yeah, really simple. Everything, the main part of this layout, what took the longest and what was the labor of love was the stitching. The actual embellishing and the creating was really quite quick. So I hope you liked it. Check over at the Etsy shop to check out the cut files, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye everyone.